welcome to iGebra's YouTube series with me, Akriti. Today we're going to talk about something very interesting, which is RobArt. RobArt is an important component of iGebra. So today we're going to find out what exactly is RobArt and is this really an art? So we have our RobArt experts here today with us, Pavani, Palak and Navya. So whenever I used to hear this term, RobArt, earlier, I used to think, there would be some beautiful drawings or maybe some images will pop up. But when I associated with myself with iGebra, I got to know the nitty-gritties of what RobArt is all about. So from our experts, I want to ask it from Palak that, what exactly is RobArt and is RobArt really an art?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So yeah, robot is simply made from two words. If we break it out, like robot making an art, right? So again, it is very simple how we draw something maybe on a paper, starting from maybe some shapes, like a square or a circle or maybe a rectangle. Similarly, the same things how kids can create it on computer with the help of machine, with the help of some commands. That is what basically the robot means. So coming to your question, robot, is it an art? Yes, definitely it's an art which they can perform with the help of technology and on computer, basically.
Great. So I was thinking that, RobArt has to do something with the drawing, or maybe, a layman would definitely think about it. But definitely you are using some graphics, programming behind it. So this is something new to know. So what language RobArt is exactly using? So I want to ask Pavni this question, that what language are we using for RobArt? Because as Palak has already said, it's a programming language. So which language are we using here for RobArt?
Hello everyone. So for robot, we are using Scala language. So the full form of Scala is scalable language. So we have the meaning in its full form only, scalable, which is a language designed to grow with the demand of its users. So it starts with writing small scripts, and we can also write massive system of data processing also with this one. So it's useful in web development, in big data analysis, data science, and machine and AI learning also.
So what I could understand, that is it similar to other programming languages like Java, C++, or it is basic, maybe very beginners level of that, or it is completely different from them?
Actually, Scala incorporates functional programming as well as object oriented programming to function it. It's kind of that language which mixes both functional and object oriented. So it has similar to Java, not, but why we prefer Scala is one of the main common thing is it's easy to learn. Because even though I'm from a computer background, but as you can see, some of them are not from computer background. Our children, our students are from first grade onwards, can learn easily the Scala language, and they are able to create certain arts using the basic commands. They are just basic. So first of all, it's easy to learn. Next, the program written in Scala language requires less amount of code compared to Java or C++. So one more thing is, using the Scala language, we can also execute the Java code if we are going into the higher level, because since it can function in Java virtual machine, JVM, so it can also execute Java code. But since we are using Kojo IDE, that integrated development environment, which is Kojo IDE, so it's like it can function in multiple IDEs, multiple platforms,
domains, maybe.
Yeah. So and it can also be helpful to build fault tolerant system where we can where the fault and highly concurrent systems like that. So yeah, it's pretty much basic thing is it's easy to learn for beginners as well as to the people who have knowledge of coding.
So basically, what I came to know from you is that it is a little easier than other languages like Java, C++. But then I think for someone who is a layman would not even understand those, particular things also. So,
Yeah.
Palak, I want to ask this question, how do you teach programming languages, especially to children? Because programming, as if we've understood that Scala is easier than, in comparison to Java or C++. But as a child, I would still be a little intimidated, about different codes and the kind of language that we're using. So how do you teach it to children to make them less tricky for them?
Yeah. So definitely when we tell this thing to parents, so they are also very much shocked that, okay, well, my kid is in first grade and how he'll be able to understand or learn coding from that age. So I would say this thing that RobArt is something which is related to common sense, right? So when you are giving any command to a robot, maybe a turtle that is there on the screen, so we are just using a common sense to make anything, right? So how do you draw it on a paper? We just need to decide some instruction, maybe taking a left arc or maybe taking a right arc, or maybe just creating a single line, something easy like that. So it's just common sensical, and if we are relating all these things to a real world problem, it makes it much more easier for kids to understand.
Right, right. So sounds really awesome. Um, when I started learning, so I've also learned a programming language called Java when I was in my class 9th, and that was something that I have opted for class 9 and class 10. But for me, it was a nightmare because it was so difficult and there were so many codes there. I have to remember it. Sometimes I used to mug it up also because I could not make sense of the language. So, how are we actually, how learning robot is helping children at such a tender age? So, Navya, can you just throw some light on the same? Because I think for someone who is like 13 or maybe 12-year-old is actually finding it difficult. But here at igebra, we are teaching RobArt to children who are as young as maybe 6-year-old or maybe a 7-year. So how are we helping, kids to learn RobArt, and how is RobArt helping kids' future?
Okay. First, basically, we should understand, like when we are using word like coding, every parent, I have seen a few parents are like coding. Oh my God, my kid is very small. They are not ready to learn coding. They may
Right.
need some more time. So it's not like that. See, whenever we are saying coding, everyone is thinking that, it's higher level coding.
Correct. Correct.
So it's, as Palak said, it's a basic common sense that when we are teaching coding for smaller kids, then we are always, use simple words, simple language for them as well. So we should also look out into the things like which are going around us. Like technology advancements are taking place very rapidly in the present generation. And from last one decade, we can see how the technology is increasing and how the improvements are happening. And also, I should point out this that kids are also, there is lots of generation gap. 10 years back, how kids are, and now how kids are doing in their school. For example, 2 to 3 age of kids, whoever is, they are very much interested to learn, laptop, like they want to give instructions to laptop and they use mobiles of their parents. In that case, we can see already the IQ level of kids is very high, and they're keen to learn everything and they're ready to learn actually.
Right. Right.
So as a parents, everyone should understand this and also should provide such kind of environment for them to learn things,
Right.
which igebra is doing now. We are laying out, we are giving a foundation to the kids from first grade. So basically from basically from 5 to 8 years in between,
Correct.
kids can start learning coding.
That's very, very young, actually. It's very young. Yeah.
So as you said, you also learned Java, and in the same way, I have learned C++ and Java in my education thing. So it's very, very difficult for me also. So instead of, after 10, 15 years of age, we are, introducing C++ and new languages for kids. Instead of that, when we are making kids to learn at very young age, it is like a foundation we are providing for them. And it's simple, like the basic education which we are providing, like learning math, learning, other languages, and learning English, Hindi, whatever. So in the same way, we should also provide them that computer language. We should also make them learn computer language at very young age itself.
Right.
So,
And yes.
yeah. And
So
so coming to the advantages of learning robot or coding is like it improves the creativity of kids and problem solving skills, and it enables the computational thinking of kid.
oh wow.
Yes. So there are a lot more, positive sides of learning coding or robot, whichever we are, uh, teaching them. It's very useful for kids.
So I'm sure after hearing your answer, a lot of parents as well as children will be pumped because this is something which is very exciting and the technology is evolving every second as we speak. So in order to be on the same line, children have to learn coding, I believe. So yes, we've already spoken about, at what age do we start learning coding and what would is the best way and what are the benefits of learning coding. So Pavani, I want to ask this question that, although we know that, coding is very important and we know the kind of jobs, employment it provides and n number of endless opportunities it has, what is the level of coding here at igebra, the programming language that you've spoken about that we teach over here is scala. So what is the level of coding we are teaching here at igebra to kids who are studying in grade 1 to grade 8?
Actually, there is a ritual in every coding class. In every new language coding class, we start with "Hello World," println "Hello World." So here also we'll start with that only. So first we will teach them basic mathematical shapes, where we incorporate basics of angles and maths, angles, and Scala code with Scala code. So after that, gradually we will get into there are certain like repeat for commands or like that. Then we will teach them data structure, functions,
Wow.
collisions.
Right.
Yeah. And gradually they will start making animations and games. Yeah, small games. And we will also provide them mini projects so that they can, they will do that project and submit. So they will know their level and then progression. Yeah.
So it's a progression, right? You're moving
Yeah.
from the basics towards the advanced level.
Yeah. Practice. Yeah.
Correct. And the moment you said hello word, I was taken back to class 9 because that was the first thing that we used to do. And we used to think, oh, we
Yeah.
know Java, everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is something which is very, nostalgic. So thank you to all our three experts, Palak, Pavani, and Navya. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time for us and enlightening all the viewers of our show all about what is RobArt and how can actually RobArt help their children. So thank you so much and hope to see you in the upcoming sessions. And initially Navya told me that, she is a little feeling anxious about it. And but I could see that she nailed it. And all the three of you have answered all the questions very smoothly and in a very simple manner so that majority of the viewers will understand. So
Yeah.
thank you once again.